Have you ever dreamt about being a boss at a company, being a lottery winner, being the owner of the biggest factory in the world, being a rich man who has a yacht? You can be a club manager, you can be a DJ, you can be the biggest celebrity in the world. Well, welcome to CV, a game where you can have jobs, your favorite jobs, you can be the favorite person you want to, and you can own the biggest things you dreamt of. This game is about developing your skills and getting to where you wanted to be since square one. Hi, my name is Jan and this is Thomas. We will now show you how to play a game called CV. Sort cards by color and ages. Yellow with yellow for the child cards. Green with green for the teenage cards. Blue with blue for the adult cards. Pink with pink for the grandparent cards. And purple with purple for the objective cards. Place the card packets on the intended tray location. Distribute randomly 3 yellow cards to each player, including the bicycle card. Each player chooses one card among the 3 cards and then passes his card packet to the player on the left. This continues until the player has chosen 3 cards. Place the objective cards on the board. 1 card for 2 players, 2 cards for 3 players, and 3 cards for 4 players. Each player will be able to accomplish these objectives afterwards. Place 5 green teenage cards randomly on the board. Now each player takes an objective card from the deck and looks secretly at it and turns it face down. This card will be useful for later in the game. There are cards which give special rewards and symbols. When seeing a symbol you don't recognize, then please refer to the reference card shown here. It has 2 sides and is provided in the box for each and every player, so every player can have 1 reference card each. There are 6 types of cards. Orange in front of the card means health. Green in front of the card means knowledge. Purple in front of the card means a relationship. Gold in front of the card means possession, and it can also mean cash card. Blue in front of the card is the CV card, and it can also mean the job card. Gray in front of the card means event card, and it can only be used once. On each card, the first line represents the cost of the card, the last line represents what the card rewards you. Some cards rewards you different symbols, but can also take away 1 symbol each turn. If you don't have the required symbol, then you need to discard your card. Some cards have specific rules, which for example gives you an extra dice when you're rolling. Other cards can turn 1 symbol into something else, for example an extra roll with the dice. Some cards give you the access to choose between different symbols, which are relationship, knowledge or health. Other cards lets you take points from your enemies different symbols, different rules, different sets of goals that your enemy has. The cards can turn the bad luck dice into any symbol you want or specific symbols. Some of the best cards, in some people's opinion, are the ones that gives even more cards. Of course, the cost is going to be expensive, but you can pick up to 2 more cards each round with them. Some cards give you dual points. You cannot use both of the symbols at the same time. You have to change your symbol after 1 round, which is either health or knowledge. Some cards can give you discounts when buying a card. For example, when you buy a health card with this card in your deck, that means you get a discount on one of the symbols it costs to buy the card. Some cards have this symbol, which means you can turn any symbol you have into any other symbol you want. This card gives an extra reroll if you get bad luck. The starting player is the one who got the bicycle from the childhood cards. Then the player makes a move by rolling the dice for symbols that can buy a card from the available selection of cards, but beware of rolling 3 bad luck symbols, which would result in you having to discard 1 card instead. When a dice lands on the sad emoji, bad luck symbol, the dice locks in place and can no longer be re-rolled. You can roll a total of 3 times, counting the first roll, then you can roll any selection of dice up to 2 more times, not counting bad luck. There's also cards which can give you bad luck as a special condition. This means that the number of bad rolls have been reduced accordingly, thus increasing your chances of getting 3 bad luck symbols. When you have 3 smiley faces, good luck, then you can take any card you want to have regardless of cost, but special conditions like whether or not you have a job still apply on whether or not you can get the card. When an age deck runs out, for example like the teenage deck, the round freezes, and if any of the players has less than half the amount of cards than another player, it means the player is eligible for social assistance, where said player can take any card that he/she wants, and then the round resumes back to normal. When on the last set of cards, the elderly purple cards, the game finishes when there are less elderly cards than the players. We calculate the points by referring to the included chart in the board game. Then we calculate the possessions by the points of each possession card. For so calculate the points on the objective life goal cards based on whether or not the prerequisite conditions were met. Normally they are using CV cards for the prerequisite conditions. Then we sum up the total, and the one with the most points win the game.
For calculate the point, we depend to health, knowledge and relationship. For example, I have 2 knowledge. In the point, I make 2 points. I have 1 healthcare. I write 1 F. I have just 1 relationship. I put just 1 point in relationship. For the dollars, we take the point on this 2 and 1. I have 3 points for the dollar. And the point for the objective card depend to this. If I have 1 health, 1 relationship, 1 knowledge, 1 dollar and 1 CV, I want 7 points. I have 1 orange card, I have 1 relationship, I have 1 knowledge, I have 1 dollars card, and I have 1 CV. I have 7 points. Plus, it's possible to have the point of this card. If I have $2 and 1 CV, I have 4 points. $2 and 1 CV, I have 4 points. For the moment, I have 11 points. If I have relationship and health, I have 2 points more. Health and relationship, I have 2 points more. I have 13 points. And if I have a white card, I have 1 point. Card, I have 1 point. I have 15 points in victory. 15 points. Now we calculate all of them. I have 22 points of the game, victory point, 22 victory.